Today's guest is someone with a massive personality. You might recognise her. She is Kelsey Parker, widow of the lovely Tom Parker, who sadly passed 2 years ago from a brain tumour. And you've also, you've been tested, haven't you?
I have.
This
just
summer,
just a bit.
Devastatingly. You described it so beautifully, though. Your little boy, Phoenix, was born asleep.
Yeah.
Which, for anyone who's thinking, what do you mean? That means stillborn. So, but I'd like to go back to happier times to start with, Kelsey, if that's all right.
Yeah, that's fine by me.
Yeah.
I like the happier times in life.
Just wanna get out of here. Now, before we go to the episode, please click the subscribe button so that we can keep bringing the show to you, which we hope you're enjoying. We know a lot of you are watching it, but not many of you have clicked the subscribe button. Leave us a comment, tell us what you think, who you'd like to see on the show, and thank you for watching. You were only 19 when you met Tom, and he wasn't famous.
He wasn't famous outside a nightclub, and I saw him. It's so weird because I always tell the story that I'm quite spiritual, but I think back then I didn't really know.
Yeah.
But I saw Tom and literally grabbed my best friend and said, "I'm in love with him." And she went, "What are you talking about?" I went, "I don't know, I'm in love with him." And she was like, "You've never even spoken to him or met him." But he had an aura about him.
Yeah.
And actually we was outside Aura nightclub, if people remember it.
Oh.
And then we went...
Where's that then?
It was in Mayfair. It's probably gone now because all the nightclubs are gone, haven't they?
Well,
Kids don't go out anymore.
No, stay in and listen to podcasts. Good idea.
That's it. And then we went down into the nightclub, and then this was when people used to have the tables, and our tables were next to each other. So then we got talking, and Tom, being Tom, thought he was cool, asked for my name, didn't ask for my number. And I was like, that's really strange. But he was like, "Yeah, I'll add you on Facebook." The next day, he actually thought that he'd got my number, so he texted Kelsey on his phone, and it was a boy from Bolton who he went to school with, and was like, "Mate, it's Kelsey you went to school with. It's not I don't know who you've met who's called Kelsey." And then he did actually track me down on Facebook.
That is very funny. What was your first date after that like with him?
So actually, after that, he went back to Bolton.
Right.
And we didn't see each other for, I think we had the whole of Christmas, but we literally spoke every single day. And this is when you did I think you probably paid the 10p for the text. You actually, or did I don't think we had the BlackBerry then. I think the BlackBerry came later, but we used to message every day. And then he used to go out, and then he used to ring me. We literally spoke non-stop. And I was like, he had a MySpace, and I remember I used to literally watch all his videos on his MySpace and listen to him sing. I was like, I'm so in love. Like a bit like that boy band Effect.
Yes.
But it was just for Tom. And then I think we went out in maybe the January, because they then started coming back to London and doing stuff as the band, but again, still no name.
When they became the Wanted and things took off, is it true you were told to not say that you were his girlfriend?
Yes.
Was that a difficult thing to do?
Yes and no for me. I was quite happy. Yeah, I understood the industry, and I think the industry's changed so much from then.
Yeah.
But at the time, it was like they couldn't really be seen to have girlfriends because they needed to build this girl audience, didn't they?
Yeah.
So and also we wasn't actually officially boyfriend and girlfriend.
Oh God, yeah, I don't get that about your generation. Sorry, I'm definitely older than you.
We were seeing each other. We were seeing each other.
You've got to actually ask someone to be. When I watch programmes, I just think being asked to be someone's girlfriend is you might as well propose.
Yeah. Well,
it's such a serious thing.
But he was basically dangling the carrot, and also he was a typical boy of that age, and he wanted to have his cake and eat it, and it got to a point where I was like,
enough.
No.
Yeah.
And I just said to him, delete my number, delete everything to do with me. Yeah. I don't want anything to do with you.
Is it true?
It all comes back to me.
That when you said, I don't think so anymore, he cried?
He didn't cry then. He was typical Tom, and he was really stubborn. He went, fine. So we didn't talk for 6 months.
6 months?
6 months. But what he did used to try and do, I feel like you are actually getting the scoop here. He did used to actually, so say if we was going out to a club, he would try to message me, or get one of the boys to message me to tell me not to go to the same club as him. But we had the same group of friends and we were on the same scene.
Yeah.
So what I did used to try and do is then go to the club with someone more famous, have a better table than him, and stand there and be like, this is what you're missing, babe. So, 6 months we didn't actually talk to each other.
He didn't talk to you,
No.
even though you'd been in the same
No, and Tom
club,
is the most stubborn person you've ever met in your whole entire life. So he stuck with that. He was not talking to me. And also, I sent him the most incredible message that you could actually get. Like, it was such a, like, now, obviously, you look back and you go like, oh my God, I was such like a teenage girl. But it was like, I love you. My heart's breaking being with you. I know without you, my heart's going to break, but I need to take the steps to heal my heart.
Oh.
And his message back was, okay. I was like, cheers.
Smarting. How dare you dump him?
So, 6 months we didn't talk. And then he said to me, they'd had like All Time Low, which was a number one hit.
Yeah, big.
They were really growing. I think they was doing like the X Factor. They were so busy, and it was really annoying because everywhere I would go, there'd be like a billboard, The Wanted were playing on the radio. It was like he was everywhere.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I love him, but I'm not with him. And then he texted me saying, do you want to come to my show in London at the Hammersmith? And I was like, right, I'll go to support him. But I had a plan, because I was like, whatever happens, you do not go to the after party or the night out. You don't go.
Okay.
And I went with my best friend Ruth. And
even though you knew he'd probably asked you to get back together? Because presumably I would think
No,
that.
I didn't. In my head, I didn't think we was going to get back together at that point.
Oh, I'm obviously vainer than you.
Yeah, so he's going to want me, he's going to see me, and he's going to know what he's missing. No, I went, and it was actually that. The whole time he was on stage, he actually sang to me. So the girls around me must have thought, wow, this Tom from The Wanted is singing to me. But he was singing to me. And my best friend, who I was with, Ruth Ann, she's a songwriter. So she's actually wrote a song about this whole experience, and we had it as our wedding song. Oh. So after that, I didn't go out, and he could not believe it. He was literally like, what do you mean? Have you got work tomorrow? I was like, no, I've not got work. I'm just not coming out. So he then knew that I meant business. And then he actually went on holiday to Marbella, and he rang me from Marbella, and he was like, I'm ready. And I went, what do you mean? He went, I'm ready. For what, Tom? He went, I'm ready to be with you now.
Oh.
And I was like, well, I don't know if I'm ready. Please. So then, and then literally, obviously from that.
Yeah.
But the song that Ruth Ann wrote is called I'm Ready.
I'm Ready. And how old were you?
What was I then? Probably like 20.
Okay, because you were really young when you got together, and you've told me that you always wanted to have children young and everything like that. So at what stage did you move in together?
So he was living with, at the time, he was living with Max and Jay.
Okay.
And they were doing this whole like celebrity thing, like even the apartments that they lived in was like where Girls Aloud stayed, and like they were doing that. I think he needed to experience everything he needed to experience as like a single guy. Yeah. But I think with Tom, deep down, that he knew that I was always there for him, and I was obviously, because I think I met him before, he knew that I genuinely loved him. Yes. And that me, and also I think when you're soulmates, you do just know. Like me and him always just got along so well. You just literally knew from the moment you met him, this is the one, or saw him actually. Yeah. That's quite spectacular. I did know. Yeah. So 20. I think it's rare though. I think it's really rare, and especially at that age as well. Yeah. And then 21, we moved in. I moved out of my house and moved in with Tom, and we had an amazing apartment in London, and we had the best parties. We literally had the time of our lives. So how long after that did Tom start to feel unwell? How many years would you say that you had were great? So 2018 we got married, and then it was 2020. We just 2019 we had Aurelia. Yeah. And so we had Ray, and then I actually fell pregnant like months after that with Bodhi. And then when I was 35 weeks pregnant with Bodhi, and Aurelia at the time was obviously like 14 months. Wow. Tom got diagnosed. But there was a little bit of a lead up to it, but there wasn't a lot of signs or anything. It literally went from like, and it was a crazy time. We were in COVID.
Yeah.
So life wasn't normal.
No.
He said to me, I don't feel that well. And he took himself to the hospital and had like, that was Tom though. Tom was that person, if anything's like, even if he's got a bad finger, he's going to the hospital. Like, he was a bit
So you weren't taking a lot of notice at that point.
He was a bit of a hypochondriac, and he would say that about himself. And, yeah, he said, I don't feel well, so he went and got himself checked. They booked him in for an MRI, had the MRI. We went on holiday, never got the results of that MRI because he had a seizure when we was away on holiday.
Is this Norfolk?
Norfolk. Got taken to the hospital there. They wasn't even going to take him to start off with. I think they thought he'd just had a seizure. And we was like, but he's never had this before. Like, please take him in. They said that he would only be there a few hours. And then stayed overnight. They did a CT scan on him. Then I was on my way to the hospital with my stepdad, Johnny. And Tom rings me and said, they've come in, they've pulled the curtain around, and they've told me I've got a brain tumour. So they didn't even wait for anyone to be there with him. And it was just obviously devastating. I'm heavily pregnant. It was just...
The shock must have been unbelievable, actually, when you're heavily pregnant. But at the time, correct me if I'm wrong, they didn't tell him how serious it was because they said it was a brain tumour, but they didn't know if it was benign, malignant...
I think at that time they did know that it was a malignant brain tumour.
Oh, you think they did?
I don't think they... I think they obviously probably gave a bit of hope that it could be a benign tumour, but I think they did know. They look at brain tumours all the time. So but what our problem was is we was in Norfolk. I then had to get him transferred to King's to then have all our treatment under King's. And it's just the worry because I went to pick him up and... Tom loved his car, like his cars, like he absolutely loved it. And he had this white Range Rover, and they'd done another MRI, and the doctor rang me, and they said, look, he has got a brain tumour. They were going through this, but when someone tells you that someone's got a brain tumour, I was so shocked. Even the questions I was asking, I'm like, but how long has he got? Like, what am I looking at? Like, can I take him home? You sort of like, you don't know.
Yeah.
And because where we was in Norfolk, I had to like wait for him to have all the testing for me to then take him. Again, wasn't allowed in hospital. I was heavily pregnant as well in COVID.
Yes.
So they didn't want me near a hospital. Well, as I've gone to pull out with his car, there was a bar and I've just done the whole side of his car.
Well, the shock.
Yeah. And then I thought, this is the only time I'm ever going to get away with actually smashing his car up and him not actually going mental on me.
And I bet
I picked him up and I was like, yeah, P.S. I have smashed your car too.
Least of your worries.
Was this really bad? I've smashed your car up. But
yeah, and treatment-wise, what did they say to you in the beginning? Because that wasn't great either.
Well, when he went to King's, had a biopsy. And it's weird because you remember days. We had the biopsy on the Friday. They rang me on the Monday and was like, you need to come in, but we can't get you in the main hospital because you're pregnant and you're vulnerable. So we need to put you in like a different wing where you're going to like come up the back way to get there. Like it was all just a lot. Went into this room and my best friend is called Kelsey. So Kelsey came with us and she was like taking notes. And she said, you could just look at you.
Yeah.
And she said, you just had beads of sweat just like pouring out of you because you were just like, oh my God, because they literally went, yeah, it's stage 4, worst type he can actually have. It was quite blunt. And also they don't give you any, because they haven't got the answers. But for me, I work on positivity. And I think when you go to get
you want hope, right?
Yeah, and they don't really give you that. He actually lost the ability to even walk at that point. So we've come out the hospital and he's literally like, oh my God, can't even get him down the stairs.
Yeah.
And
you're still heavily pregnant.
I'm heavily pregnant. Kelsey is an emotional wreck. So that actually Tom and Kelsey are better suited when it came to that because they're like downstairs hugging, like kissing each other, like crying. And I'm just stood there like, right, let's get in the car because we've got to get on with this. So what are we doing? What's the plan? I just literally went then into fight. There was no... And I said to them as well, do not give him a prognosis. Because he was trying to hunt for like, so how long do you think? I went, no, do not give him a prognosis. He does not need to have a prognosis. Also, how do you know how long someone's got to live?
How long later did you then give birth to Bo? Or Bodhi?
He came at 38 weeks. So
Okay.
I think Tom had done maybe a week of radiotherapy, and then we...
So he was not too bad on
No.
a week of radiotherapy.
Yeah.
And that must have been a happy moment.
Yeah.
Birth of his little boy.
Yeah, but it was also the saddest moment. After I gave birth, Tom went into the bathroom and just cried his eyes out and was like, how he didn't know how long he had left with that baby.
Yeah.
So it was pretty... And obviously the nurses are looking, and Tom was like having a bit of an out-of-body experience, like nobody was at home. So for me,
Yeah.
I actually just basically gave birth on my own.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't there. Like, he was
Yeah.
still digesting the fact that he had cancer. He could not believe that he had cancer.
So we were talking before this, and you said that you get your personality from your mum. Because your mum married at 18.
Yeah.
She's had, you know, several husbands
Yeah.
or, you know,
Partners.
and been very, very good with you about you have to get up, you have to get on with it, you have to, and that's where your fight comes
Yeah.
from. And that probably was the best personality for someone like Tom to be with at that time.
Absolutely. I was like, come on, we've got to get on with this. And that was my whole, like, I would get out of bed, would do stuff. I'm like, come on, Tom, you've got to fight this. Mm-hmm. Like, I think I gave him a lot of the fight and the drive.
Yeah. Did you hope that you would have years? Because people do live with stage 4.
Oh, yeah, I work with Dave Bolton, and
Yeah.
he is now a 12-year survivor of glioblastoma. So,
Yeah.
you know, and that's the difference. I didn't go online and search negative. I wasn't searching, how long has he got left? Mine was, right, who's had this, who survived it, what's the longest? There's a guy, Ben Williams, 25 years. He's probably a lot longer now. You know, Dave,
Yeah.
I then got into contact with Dave. What are you doing, Dave?
Yeah.
What can we do? I want Tom to be like you. So what can we actually do? You meet people in the brain tumour world and the journey, and you're going through it. Like, obviously, I've lost a lot of people on the way, but then some people are still there and still surviving.
Yeah. And Aurelia would have been very tiny at the time, what, 2?
Yeah.
Did you explain anything to her? Did she notice that Daddy wasn't well? I mean...
They didn't know any different. Well, she was obviously 15 months when he was actually, like, when Bodhi was born. So I've
Yeah.
only got a 15-month age gap, but everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
Because we wouldn't have been able to even have children.
Yeah.
You know, because he would have had radiotherapy,
Yeah.
chemo. Like,
Yeah.
we would have had a massive age gap. And, you know, obviously I did
That
lose
itself
Tom.
was
So,
a miracle.
yeah. Bodhi is like, and Bodhi means enlightenment and, you know.
Did you choose that name particularly because
No,
you
we
wanted
always
to...
had Bodhi. He was always going to be called Bodhi. It's so weird with all my children. Their names, apart from Aurelia, Bodhi and Phoenix, their names were their names for the whole pregnancy. I knew that I was having a boy.
Did you?
Yeah, and that was, you know, when we found out we was having a boy, it was like, oh my God, the perfect family. I've got a little girl, I've got a boy, I've got the perfect husband. I had everything.
Yeah.
You know, even the fact that my husband had a really good job and supported us and done everything for us. Like,
Yeah.
I had everything.
Yeah.
And then,
Snatched.
taken.
So it was almost exactly 2 years from diagnosis to when you lost him, wasn't it? It was March
18
20,
months.
18 months, okay. When did you sort of realise, because you are such a positive fight kind of woman, when did you realise that it wasn't gonna, he couldn't fight it anymore? Was it a very short?
So we had Christmas, and then after Christmas, we decided to go to Spain. What I wanted, why we went to Spain, is because he wanted to do the tour. He wanted to get on the Wanted tour.
Okay.
And
He's trying to get well enough.
He wanted to do it. And for me, whatever he wanted, I made happen.
Yeah.
So it was like, right, I need to get him well enough to get him on the tour. Mm-hmm. So we did. He came back and he went on the tour.
Yeah.
And then when he got back from the tour, it's almost like, again, if you believe in,
Yeah.
you know, the spiritual side of things, he had a bucket list in his head. He'd done the tour, he came back, ticked that off his list.
Yeah.
He went downhill literally within days of coming off that tour.
Okay.
Like, dramatically.
Okay.
And I was just sat back like, what's going on? He was having some blood treatment, like a therapy that we'd paid for. And he was meant to fly back over to Spain. Mm-hmm. But I knew that I couldn't get him to Spain. So I flew the Spanish doctor over. I went and found... So when she only spoke Spanish, I had to go and pick her up from the airport. I had to go and take someone with me that could speak Spanish. So I went to where my dance school is, and they had a CrossFit, like fitness classes going on. And someone I knew, I said, does anyone speak Spanish at CrossFit? And they went, yeah, Grace. So this lady, Grace, I'd never met her in my life. And I said...
Uncle Grace.
I said, will you please come to the airport with me?
Yeah.
To pick up, and can you spend the day with me? And she was like, okay.
If you believe that someone moves the chairs, that's moving the chairs, right?
So she came with me. Like, I did everything. He knew that there was nothing that I wouldn't do for him. Mm-hmm. Like, I would have gone to the ends of the earth for him. Mm-hmm. So then when we had the Spanish doctor, and then I could just see, and I just said to him, like, what do you want to do? Mm-hmm. And then we had the at-home hospice care come in. Yeah. And they went, do you want to go to the hospice? And I said to him, what do you want to do, Tom? It's entirely up to you. And he chose to go into the hospice. But we'd only just moved into our house.
Okay.
So we'd probably been in our house for about 6 months.
Okay.
And I think that was a choice for Tom. I think 2 choices. He wanted to get better and he wanted some fluids, and he did want to go to the hospice because he had hope that he was going to get better. Mm-hmm. But also I think part of him wanted to, you know, take maybe something, not take it away from me. I think he wanted me to it not to all be at the house. Yeah.
Because the memories in the house would be too sad.
Yeah. So he chose to go into the hospice. And then literally when he went into the hospice, I was like, right. They pulled me into a room. We had a conversation. So it was like, how can I make him have the best death that he could possibly have?
And was that the first time you really thought that was I'm planning now?
Yeah. And that literally I had like 3 days. And it was like, right, how are we going to do? How's he going to have the best death that he could possibly have? And he did.
Family, friends.
Yeah. Everyone was at that hospice. And really, at the time, they didn't want loads of people in that hospice. You know, people having like 2 visitors. Yeah. He had a whole wall. We actually basically had a green room. We had a green room holding
of
area
of
celebrities, people, like, and also for us,
bandmates.
We didn't want the press finding out too. He'd gone really quiet. Tom was even his whole illness, he was very on socials. He'd sit at home every day and he'd post on Instagram, do videos. So people were like, where's he gone? Yeah. Yeah. But it was peaceful. Yeah. Yeah. And you're an amazing person. How did you explain it to your children? I think that Aurelia has the knowing. Yeah. Both of the kids have been sent to me for a reason. She had the knowing, and they never saw him in the hospice. I made that decision as well. They weren't going to come to the hospice. And I think for Tom as well, to say goodbye to your children. Yeah.
Impossible at that age, I would imagine. And
too much for them.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, have I done the right or wrong thing? I don't think
there is a right or wrong thing.
But probably someone listening to this will tell me that I've done the wrong thing somewhere.
Well, me too.
But I came home. So actually, he'd passed on the Wednesday. I came home, woke up in the morning, and I just said to them, the angels have taken Daddy now. We won't see Daddy. Oh, no, actually, when he on that Wednesday, when I knew he was going to die, I actually said to the children, Mummy's got to go to the hospital with Daddy because the angels are going to come and collect Daddy today. Oh. So that's a beautiful way to say so the angels are going to take Daddy and we won't see him again. And then when we woke up in the morning, I said, the angels have taken him now, so that's it. Yeah. Daddy's not coming back. Yeah.
Well, bless you. Sorry. Yeah. But the thing is about you, Kelsey, you are an unimaginable fighter, really, and an amazing person. I mean, you've written your book, With and Without You, and your ITV documentary, so it's not like you haven't put it out there. And you shared your story very publicly, which I think will probably help quite a lot of people, because it's not just older people that lose partners, it's younger people too, you know, people with young kids.
People die.
Yeah, they do. They die for all sorts of reasons.
And we don't talk about it. And actually, even this morning with my makeup artist, it's not me, she's my best friend, and we've actually been best friends since we were 5 years old. And we were talking about something. She went, Can you believe that you actually filmed that TV show? Like, can you believe that you did that at that time? And I was like, when you think about it now, I think, how did I do that? But I needed to do something. Yeah. And now I look back and I think, people still message me about the show and go, I've watched it. Because it's that show that you go to watch when you have lost someone. Yes. That you go, but how did she cope? Yeah. And, you know, you watch the show and I am crying. I am laughing. I am celebrating my best friends that are getting married in it. Yeah. There's so much.
It's just, yes.
And that is grief. Yeah. So it's not just, you know, again, I had to get up. I had 2 children that actually really needed me. Yeah. You know, they needed breakfast in the morning. They needed me to take them to nursery. I went to so
you told me that, oh no, that was later on, that was with Phoenix, but your mum gave you 2 days to get out of bed and drive the kids to school.
With Tom, it was actually different, like, than the loss with Phoenix. With Tom, I took the kids to nursery that day. So we woke up in the morning and I said, Daddy's not coming back, and we got in the car and they went to nursery school. I mean, the nursery school teachers literally couldn't even look at me. They were like in floods of tears. They couldn't believe that I was there, and we were like, we've got to get on with this. Yeah. They need normality. Yeah. They need life, because for them, they can't even fathom what's actually happened. Like, they're too little. They don't understand properly. Yeah. You know, now my children ask me questions all the time about Dad and what happened, and we go over it. Yeah. And I always say, we talk about Tom every day, and I am not lying to people when I say that. Yeah. We talk about him every single day.
Yeah. I mean, everybody is different when it comes to grief, and everyone has their own coping mechanisms and the way to do it. But you moved on quite quickly. You did get a bit of backlash after you lost Tom, because there was a very short period with someone who wasn't really important. But I'm not judging you for that, because that happens to all of us. We cope however we can.
And I think for me in that situation, I'd been with someone for 13 years. Yeah. It was always me and Tom. We did everything together. Yeah. I always laughed to say Tom basically had a tracker on me, because he could find me anywhere. Like, if I'm at my mum's, Tom would turn up. If I'm at my auntie's, Tom would turn up. Yeah. Like, he could just literally find me.
He might have done that, you know. Did he put Find My Phone on your phone?
No, he just would know where I am. It's weird. My little brother's got it with my mum. Literally, my mum got lost at the O2 in the crowd, and my little brother's gone, there she is. I'm like, how have you even found her? There's like a sea of people. Like, that would be Tom for me. And I think I was so used to having Tom that I needed someone. But actually, when I was no longer with that person, I didn't want to meet anyone. I actually wanted to prove to myself that I could be on my own. And I needed to do that to build me back up. Yeah. Because I'd sort of lost who I was. I didn't know who I was anymore, because I was just, you know, even Tom Parker's wife. Yes. Tom Parker's widow. Yes. I needed to know who Kelsey was. Yes. Yes. And I think when Tom first passed as well, I didn't want to be on my own in the house. I wasn't.
It's totally understandable, because it's stopping yourself from thinking. Yeah. And when
it's a distraction.
You do anything but think. Yeah. I mean, you know, I've done it myself. I was working when I first split from my long-term partner. I would literally happily work till 12:30 at night, because I wasn't going to sleep, so I might as well do something that was useful.
That's what I used to do.
I absolutely understand that. But then you did take literally a year to yourself.
And rebuilt me.
Yeah. And you've done it brilliantly.
Thank you.
Oh. And then you met the lovely Will. Yeah. Yeah.
Good old Will.
How did you meet Will?
Authentically
was he felling a tree?
I can't tell you how we met. It's
I say that, people, because he's not now, but he was a tree surgeon when you met, wasn't he?
I think he'll go back to the tree surgery. I don't know. He's just...
There's something also very spiritual about trees, isn't there?
Yeah, and Will is so spiritual. Will lost his dad when he was 21. He's very spiritual, very on my page. Does not think I am wacky at all. He just, he actually loves
nature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's just literally on my page completely, fully.
Tom has sent you well.
100%. He is absolutely incredible and so lovely, and I do think Tom sent me Will.
He may well have done.
And people, you can go, oh, whatever, but even Will and Bodhi have the same birthday. Like, there's too many things with Will. That...
Yeah.
Honestly, I could really go to, like... where he lives, we've got family that know each other. It's just so
6 degrees of separation.
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
But Will is so chilled, so laid back, and he is just absolutely perfect for me.
And you got pregnant by Will. And as I said earlier, I personally think you described it beautifully when you said Phoenix was born asleep, which you actually meant he was stillborn a week before he should have been born.
Yeah.
And that was only this summer. I mean, honestly, I think you are so amazing.
Oh,
I really do. It's such a lot for someone. I mean, you really have been tested on every level, haven't you?
I have been tested so much. God knows what I actually did in my past life.
Do you believe in past lives?
Yeah, I do.
My daughter does too. I'm not sure that I do. I think we only get this one, but...
No, you can't believe in that. There's got to be. You can't. There's so much. Like, I do
believe in an afterlife. I am quite spiritual, but I think
you don't
just
think
get
you
the
come
one
back?
shot. No.
What do you think you do?
I think.
And this is my podcast now.
No, you can ask me
Kelsey.
whatever you like. What do I think we do? Well, I'm a practicing Catholic, so I think that there are many rooms in my house. That's where I think we go. But you know what? Actually, I speak to some friends who... A girlfriend put it to me really beautifully the other day. She doesn't really believe, but she says, well, you go on anyway, Siobhan. And I said, well, what do you mean? And she said, well, if I get cremated and I help a tree to grow, then I'm in that tree, aren't I? Yeah. And I went, oh, yeah, you are actually.
But then you believe in the afterlife.
I do. Absolutely. That was her thinking, not mine. We were having an argument about it. I do think... I believe in spirits, totally.
But
I think people look out for you.
So say like Aurelia.
Yeah.
So if you spent an hour with her,
you
would say to me, she's been here before.
Why? Because she's so...
Her knowing and her understanding is beyond. That I don't even question. She has been here before. She knows it. Before I've even said things, her like ability to read people, emotions, like she's been here. She's an old soul. She's done it.
I think I'm an old soul. I mean, my daughter says to me, and she makes me laugh because she's into everything, tarot cards, the lot.
No, give me a number.
She says, the thing is, Mum, I'm an old soul, you're not.
But that's the thing. New souls don't obviously believe in it because this is your first time.
She says she's not coming back because she's tired.
But she might be transcending to her next life.
That's what she says. Yeah.
Not her next life. She'll be a guide to someone.
Well, yeah, I think she thinks she will be.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's trying to be my guide, but it's a bit of a tough gig.
But sometimes you see that in families.
Yeah.
That the daughter will be guiding the mum and the dad. And, you know, I know somebody else, I won't say their name, and they're 100% a new soul because they don't believe in anything. And I'm like, how can you not? They're just, it's a coincidence. I'm like, it can't be.
Now, if you could give advice to anybody about coping, what would you say? How would you say you keep? Well, you've said you keep Tom's memory alive by talking about it, but is there any one piece of advice you'd give anyone who's lost someone, who's grieving?
I think that's such a tough question because my go-to is you have to do what's right for you.
Okay.
And
find your own way forward, you mean?
Yeah.
Whatever that is.
Maybe just give Diane a call and she'll tell you to get on with it. My mum. Just ring Di. She'll be like, right, you've got 2 days. But for that, you sometimes need someone to push you. Like my mum said with Phoenix, you've got until Wednesday and then you're back doing that school run.
Yes.
But I needed that.
Yeah.
And I felt different. That's what I was saying, that with Tom, I wanted to get back to work.
Yeah.
Wanted to get back to work. And also, I think people had this picture that I'd been left millions. And I hadn't been left millions. Yeah. And I'd spent a lot of money. Well, we had, and I would spend it every penny again.
Yeah.
We spent a lot of money on treatment.
Well,
so when he did pass...
Yeah,
I had to go to work.
Yeah.
But with Phoenix, obviously, it came as such a shock.
Yeah.
The biggest shock.
Yeah.
That I really had to pick myself up, and even with work, I took time off work. I didn't.
It's only 3 months ago.
Well, for me, I literally went back to work with Tom like probably 2 weeks. I had.
Okay, but it's a coping mechanism, right? Because you are spiritual, you said to me you think Tom sent you, Will.
Yeah. I do think he did.
And do you think that he's also looking after Phoenix now?
Yeah, and that was what was quite, if you can take beauty out of death.
Sadness, yeah.
That it's Tom. Tom has obviously got Phoenix for Will, but Will's got Tom's kids and looking after Tom's kids for him.
Wow. That's very profound. I didn't think of it like that, but what a beautiful way to think about it. Have you had to have any therapy to be as amazing as you are? Because you are really quite extraordinary.
So the therapy question is quite hard because obviously a lot of people are obsessed with the whole therapy, and I do my own therapy. Yeah. And I think for anyone going through loss, get Aurelia Parker. Because she is
this
therapy.
Is a little bundle of joy. We should have had her in. She could have tap danced on the table.
Oh my God, no! But I said to Will when we lost Phoenix, I said, "You won't actually need therapy." I said because she will be your therapy. She, even when we lost Phoenix, she went on and on and on until she got the answer that she wanted. So actually, we then spoke about it, and I think speaking about a problem helps you so much.
What was she saying? Where's the baby? Where's the baby?
No, why? Why did Phoenix die, Mum? Why did Phoenix die?
Oh, obviously, that blunt. She just she's literally even about 2 days ago she was asking me then about Phoenix again. Okay. But she with Tom, that answer of Daddy had a brain tumour, Daddy died. With Phoenix, it's like, what can I actually say? Yeah. Jesus wanted him as a little cherub.
No, and I said, when Phoenix died, I said, well, Daddy's looking after Phoenix now. Didn't go down well.
Oh, did it not? Did she think that was very selfish of Daddy?
So that wasn't the right thing to say. She was like, I hate Dad, because they wanted the happiness. They've been through so much. They wanted that baby. Yeah. She wanted that baby. And she wanted her, mummy. And she didn't understand. Yeah. Which is just heartbreaking. They've been through so much, but they are going to be the most resilient adults ever.
There is that to it. You take the positive from everything, don't you?
You have to, because they are going to be resilient. They're not going to be, sweating the small stuff. They're like, I've gone through the worst. Yeah. I can do that. I can do this. I've been through the worst that can actually happen. Yeah. I've lost a dad and I've lost my brother. So
at 4 and 5.
Yeah.
That's probably a pretty tough start, right?
And they're not going to worry about death.
Look at their mum. Absolute tiger. I'm coming up.
Are star signs important?
Yes.
I feel like star signs are important, but actually I quite like the human design. You'll be like, what the hell was that?
Oh, yeah, carry on.
The human design is who we are as people, and we are all built in a certain way and made in a certain way. So you have to put your date of birth, where you were born, and then you'll know your human design, and that will give you a lot of answers. So, yes, star signs as well. I do think you are born. I do think you pick the date as well that you're born. I think you pick your star sign, yeah.
And your parents?
Yeah.
You believe all of that?
I believe all of it.
Yeah. As my daughter says to me, I obviously picked you, but I have no idea why. Always delightful. Right. Affirmations. Do you do them?
Yeah.
Make you feel more positive?
Yeah.
You got a particular favourite?
Write it all down. I do like, and if this is for the kids that I teach as well,
Yeah.
feel the fear and do it anyway.
Oh, I 1000% believe in that one.
In your tummy, you always get that feeling of going, oh, can I do it? Can I do it? But feel the fear.
Yeah.
Like, if you'd have told me, 8 years ago that I'd be doing this, that I'd be going on to Loose Women, that I'd have my own podcast, like, I would be like, oh, no, I can't do that.
Do you want to talk about your podcast? Tell people where they can find you.
Yeah, mum's the word. Spotify, we're on YouTube as well. I don't think I'm having as many hits as you, but get hitting us, guys. Mum's the word. More of this.
So this one we kind of touched on. How spiritual are you? And do you get comfort from that?
Yeah, I'm very spiritual. A lot of stuff even happens to me.
Do you believe in signs? Because Gloria Honeyford is a very good friend of mine and she absolutely believes in white feathers.
Yeah, but even this morning I've got a puppy.
Oh, what's your puppy's name?
Storm. Yeah, so we've just got Storm. And I think that, again, not to feel the whole of having a baby, but, it's that bit of love.
That
like
is
I want,
love. Yeah. And for the kids to cheer them up.
And I was walking her in a white feather felt. And honestly, if you actually spent a week with me, you would be like, oh, okay. Because so much stuff happens that I just can't even explain. There's no explanation. It's not a coincidence. It happens to me.
But it's a comfort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Tom's always with me. I know that he is.
Oh, that's lovely.
He just gives me signs all the time.
Yeah.
And I think because I'm open to it, I think Tom took me on a path and he had to get me to a certain point. And I think that took 13 years to get me to the point to then leave me.
Yeah.
But he's got me to the point of... Because he was probably the more spiritual one than me. I used to be a bit like, oh, Tom, come on, when you die, you die. That's it. Where do you think you're going? But now I'm like, literally 360, do not think that at all. Completely.
So he's left you with a lot of gifts, Kelsey Parker, hasn't he?
A lot.
Yeah, yeah. Well, thank you for coming on my podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, no, it's been an absolute pleasure and a joy.
Come